All right. Did you fix your deck?
Yes, I'm
All
just.
the cards on in the right. Oh wait, we're recording. Oh, ha, ha, what a giveaway! I should
Oh,
probably
don't
restart the
worry,
recording.
we can edit that out.
Yes, yes. We'll edit that out. Good idea. We'll use our editing skills. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And here we are fixing our cards. As you see me, I take the cards out and then I just put them back in this. I can't even do it. I can't even do it the wrong way. um,
Yes.
so Gary is really excited about doing a reading on the Senate because nothing really gets the juices flowing for him
Oh
for your
yeah.
morning coffee reading than what's the Senate up to these days? You know,
It
that
makes my day so happy.
that age-old question that we always ask ourselves.
Yes.
Um,
Every morning I get up and I look to see what is the Senate been up to.
what has my senator been doing? All right,
Yeah.
so and not even the Washington senators. So
That'd be more interesting.
the
So
Senate had a vote today. Now,
yes.
tariffs. Tariffs
Tariffs.
are supposed to be under the governance of Congress, not the executive branch, Congress. And Trump enacted some Emergency Powers Act,
Yeah.
which gave him the authority to throw some tariffs out there. And Congress can end the emergency. That is amongst their abilities of things they can do. And if they end the emergency, they control the tariffs, and they can make the tariffs go bye bye. But did they do that, Gary?
They did not. So they were going to have a vote this afternoon. They actually had enough votes in the Senate to move this to the House for a vote. But Mitch McConnell and there was a Democratic
Sheldon
senator,
Whitehouse.
Sheldon Whitehouse, were not on the Senate floor. They were absent. McConnell was sick. I don't know what happened to Sheldon Whitehouse. So it was basically a 49-49 vote. And J.D. Vance came over and put the knife in the heart of it. And
So for non-Americans who are wondering how the hell does your crazy ass government work, to pass a resolution in the Senate, you're going to need, in this case, a majority. If there's a tie, the vice president is also known as the president of the Senate, and he gets to break the ties. He gets a vote. So he voted with the Republicans to, I'm assuming the Republicans,
yes,
to not end the Emergency Act, which allowed Trump to put the tariffs in place.
right.
Had they passed it, had Sheldon Whitehouse or Mitch McConnell been there and voted with the Democrats, this would have passed the Senate, but then it would have gone to the House of Representatives, where the Republicans have a slim majority, and Mike Johnson, who's the Speaker of the House, pretty much already said, "Yeah, it's dead on arrival. I'm not bringing this to the floor for a vote because he has the ability to do that."
He had put a provision into a rule to prohibit consideration of any measure until after September 30th. So even if it would have passed the Senate, it would have died in the House. It would have just sat in the House until September 30th at the earliest.
Now, before you start throwing coffee and biscuits and nipping off to the kitchen.
Let me open my mouth. I could go for a biscuit right now.
Yes, nipping off to the kitchen to get the crumbs out of the little straw mats. Yeah, thank you. The was Tim Kaine, I believe you said it was. Senator, I think it was Senator Tim Kaine, said, "Well, it's now on J.D. Vance.
Yeah,
J.D. Vance is the one that came in there and prevented Congress from doing its job. So now the executive branch has to own their decision on the tariffs.
Yep.
They can't say, oh, it was, the Senate messed it up. No, you guys had the chance to fix it. Or specifically, J.D. Vance had the chance to fix it, and he chose not to. Not that he really had a choice, but yeah.
Yep. So basically, what Tim Kaine is saying, hey, great, let them own it. Let them block it. It's their problem now. It was a little bit of political theater on the Democrats, in as much as they knew they could get it past the Senate. if they had the votes to get it passed to the Senate. They knew it wasn't going to go anywhere in the House. This was just more to highlight, force the Republicans to take a side, as it were.
Yeah.
And so they will definitely campaign on that in 2026. So
make the attack ads. Get the
yeah,
attack ads going.
it's a little bit of political theater. But yeah, I mean, this act that Trump is using to enact these tariffs is just a bunch of baloney. And
watch your language. You're going to get a strike from YouTube.
I know. Hey, it's Tony the stray cat coming by for dinner. Hi, Tony.
His name is not really Tony, is it?
No, it's Mr. Kitty. Apparently, is the clever name that the family that owns him came up with. But I'm
sorry. What are your cat's names again?
Kitten, because we couldn't come up with the name, but it wasn't Miss Kitty.
That's where I was going with it. Punky. Well, Punky's not even Punky's real name. It was like Hunter or something.
No. His name was Punk Boy because he was a punk to his sister.
Yeah, but he had a different name, didn't he? When you adopted
Laura was trying to name him Sammy and Stout or something like that.
Clam and Chowder.
So yeah, we just
Kakuna is still the best name of all the cats in your house, bar none.
Who, Kakuna?
Yeah,
she's the best.
Yeah, she is.
Here, let me why don't you put it on pause so I can feed this poor cat? He's just sitting out there waiting.
Okay, I'll fix my cards on my deck.
Oh, that's a good idea. Good. Yeah.
Whoops! I hit the end recording, not the pause. Wait a minute.
We're still paused. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Just give me one more second to get that. Oh, never mind. These cards are all ready to go.
Yeah. All right. What are we gonna read on?
Well, I figure we can look at the energy of the Democrats because, I mean, the Democrats.
Okay, less pontificating, more reading. Go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna look at the Democrats. You know, they knew that this was gonna die in the House.
He's gonna pontificate anyways. Okay.
Yes, and they knew they didn't have the votes in the Senate, but they went ahead with it anyways. So, tell us what we need to know about what the Dem strategy was here. Okay, so there we go. So that's all you need. One card. The one card, the 10 of Cups. Trump has been saying how great these tariffs are going to be, how everything is going to be great because of these tariffs.
So much money.
Exactly. And the cross is the Page of Pentacles. Someone's going to have to pay for those tariffs. And they wanted to show who is supporting all of this all this dreaming over tariffs and who's gonna pay for it and who's supporting this. Underneath it is the Two of Swords. You know, the senators had a choice. You could vote to end this emergency act that allows Trump to assign tariffs, or you could just let Trump have his way and have his little fun with tariffs, which, you know, I think that was ultimately what they were trying to prove. In the past, you got the swords. Basically, the stock market has so much anxiety over this. Consumers have so much anxiety over this. You know, there are MAGA small business owners that are having anxiety over this because they're starting to understand what these tariffs are. The current energy of the Queen of Swords. This is what you're supporting. This is what you're voting for. This, you know, your names are now on record for this. Overarching energy is the Queen of Cups. So right now we just need to keep our emotions in check. They know it's a bunch of bullshit, but they're playing the long game on it. The lesson to be learned is the Sun that, okay, everything's out in the open now. That, you know, the truth is out there. There's no hiding it. This isn't the Moon card. You know, that you're not creating confusion and uncertainty. Everything is very certain now on who supports this. What's the outcome? The outcome is the Emperor. Okay, Trump, you and the Republicans own it. Period.
Own it.
Own it, baby.
Own it. Own it. Own it.
So that was basically the Democrats' ploy. They want to show that the Republicans have to own it. This is your great idea. Everyone sees it's your great idea. Everyone's going to, you know, you're selling this like we're just going to have this great big happy family and everyone's going to be prosperous because of these tariffs.
what's going through the Republicans' mind as they hold their nose and do this? Because I can't imagine there's any other uh, way to look at this. What are they thinking as they do this? This is what happens when Trump wins. It's a winner, baby. The government. So we've got the Six of Wands, victory or leadership, looking at it in the government, and the Moon card. Trump won. He's in charge of the government, and he's loopy as a loon. Well, you know, in some ways, MAGA is on board with it. Cray cray. The past is the Six of Cups. They're beholden to Trump. They're stuck. I think they just realize that he's the leader of the party, and they're stuck. Even if he's a lame duck, they're stuck with him. Current situation is the Hanged Man. I really don't think they think this is a good idea.
They don't like the position they're in.
No, they sure don't. They're going to be hung out to dry on this one. Overarching energy is the Ace of Pentacles. I'm surprised that more oligarch money didn't come in to force their hand. I'll be curious to see how fundraising goes for them as the year progresses here. But there's going to be a big money issue that they could get blamed for if things don't go the way they can. Interesting. Lesson learned is the Magician. Please note, and I think I mentioned this to you last night. It was my reading yesterday. Jeff Bezos and Amazon was going to list out tariffs on your receipt. So you know how much tariffs you were paying. Trump had a hissy fit. Bezos backed off. That just basically says that they don't want you to know that you're paying the tariffs. Trump's got to be, and the Republicans have to be terrified that they're going to be caught out in this lie. And eventually they will be caught out in this lie. They can't avoid it. The other part, which is interesting, and Belle of the Ranch talked about this one on a podcast, one of our podcasts this morning, that Trump was saying that this is the Biden stock market, as the stock market's tanking. And she's like, that's how bad things are. It's not his stock market anymore. It's Biden's stock market. And he's not expecting it to do anything well. They are trying to create an illusion that this isn't their fault. This isn't their problem. But the problem is they have to own it because they've been forced onto a vote. Outcome is the Six of Swords. There's going to be some turmoil, overseas turmoil, because of this. And, we're waiting to hear what China, ultimately is going to do with this. And we get a lot of goods from overseas. I think one of the ones I was hearing on TikTok was that, like Vietnam has a lot of tariffs on it. And one of the things that Vietnam produced for the U.S. are back to school items. Because they're kind of low margin items.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when kids are going back to school, their backpacks, their clothing, and other things that would be too expensive under Biden are going to be twice as expensive under Trump.
Yeah, Trump had this great quote. Basically said, well, instead of the kids having 30 dolls, maybe they'll only have 2.
That's a big drop.
It's like, wow, the cost of dolls is going up 15x, I guess.
Yeah, you should be good parents. Why spoil your children? They should be out in the fields in Florida toiling.
Yeah, right? That's what Florida thinks. Child labor laws. Get those kids out in the field. It's good for them. God. We're in the 19th century again. Hi, Tony. So Tony's owner just texted me, and she's going to come by and see if she can collect them. We'll see what he thinks about that.
Exactly.
So if I have to pause here, that's the reason why.
Well, is there anything else you want to read on this one? We talked for half of it and read for half of it. Pretty good ratio.
Just really quick. Will MAGA figure it out between now and September 30th?
Oh God. That they pay the tariffs?
Yeah, that they're paying the tariffs. Yeah,
I guess
after
it depends,
September 30th, they'll know for sure, right?
it depends if there's tariffs on large tubs of paste.
Okay, so Five of Swords, win at all costs. That's how that's the mentality of MAGA right now. Own the libs.
It always is.
The challenge is the Six of Swords. Things overseas, there's a lot of turbulence right now and a lot of fear about these tariffs. But we're going to celebrate the victory over the libs because Trump said everything's going to be great.
That'll certainly keep them warm in the winter and cool in the summer.
Yes, indeed. So in the past, they got the Seven of Cups. They're just absolutely confused on how a tariff works.
Because they've been lied to.
Current energy is Trump says everything's going to be great.
They believe him.
They believe him. Overarching energy is that's just the MAGA way.
Yeah, it's kind of the gas. That can almost be the gaslighting card too, right?
Yeah,
No fish in that cup. Okay, I don't see a fish here. It's perfectly normal.
Yeah. Stand by. Okay. So yeah, Page of Cups. The lesson to be learned is King of Swords. He told you what he was going to do. We've been telling you what the problem is here. Outcome is the Six of Cups. Just expecting to be taken care of by Daddy.
Il Duque, Il Duque, Il Duque, save us.
Okay. I got to sign.
We're back to Mussolini and Italy in World War II. Mussolini was going to take care of all the Italian people, and they believed and trusted him, and that's what they got.
Exactly. Okay, let me sign off here. I got to see if we can get Tony's owner and Tony together here.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We really do appreciate it.
If you like these videos, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. I read them all, respond to many. And a quick shout out to Oso.
Oso the bear?
Oso is Osa. Oh, sorry, Osa, not Oso, the female bear.
The star card.
She is a star. And then secret card for the rest of us, Queen of Pentacles. Take care and nurture those things that are important to you.
All right. Take care, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video.
Take care. Bye.